Alrighty, folks, I want to have a conversation with Dylan, a 25-year-old real estate investor who will frankly be an opening speaker on day 2 of our Vegas event. But we'll talk more about that later. I want to talk about how important it is to be in the right rooms around the right people, because this, again, is an area of weakness and something I did not do for the first 5 years of my investing career. I thought I could do it alone. That was a mistake. But Dylan, I know you've been purposeful about meeting new people, networking, getting in bigger rooms. So talk to me about how important it was for you in your journey to kind of shortcut everything and just get this thing going.
Yeah. Um, I love this conversation a lot. I had a little bit of the Cinderella story. It took me a long, long time to do my first deal. About 2.5 years into the business, because most of it was just kind of done solo dolo, aside from maybe a couple of coffee meetings that I have here and there. Um, Once I did my first deal, I used the money that I had made to go to masterminds, invest in coaching, anything I could do to surround myself with the right people and learn the skills that I hadn't learned before. And my real estate investing career went from like one deal to 30 deals within like the next 6 months.
Wow.
Um, and it's hard to say that it's just correlation. I think a lot of it's causation. So I started like just like masterminds as an example, started to just see how people thought about investing, the way they thought about opportunities, and it changed the way I chose to look at opportunities. And then coaching was a massive thing because you just don't know what you don't know, and you kind of
Right.
have to pay down ignorance debt. So, yeah, I'm a huge believer in it. Genuinely, I'm not. It sounds cliche, and I think there's a lot of people like on the internet, that say certain things, but like it genuinely was instrumental in my real estate career. So I'm a big believer in it.
Yeah, one of the reason I bring this up is, we're starting to see pretty rapid growth in our school community. We've gone from 400 to 450 to 475, going up to 500, and it's all the right things. I'm seeing all the right behavior. Right. When I look at our school community for one rental at a time, it's on the screen. First off, the price point is ridiculously low, 67 pennies a day, $20 a month. It's basically just above free, right? Lots of masterminds are thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm just above free because I don't like free, because it brings in all the haters and the bots and the trolls and all that stuff. So just above free, $20. But what I love about it is when you spend $20 a month, Dylan, you're going the same direction as everybody else. You may be at a different point in time, you may be going at different speeds, but one thing I could say with good certainty is everybody's going the same direction. We're all there to build wealth. We're all there to network, ask questions, give answers, give opinions, and it is so fun to watch that everybody's going the same direction. And it's okay to be at 0 or 1 or have a miss, but you just put it out there and you get all this wonderful feedback. I see people post stuff about a mistake or an issue, and it's like they get a virtual hug from like 20 people and like a
Yeah.
pat on the back and like, you're going to be okay. It happened to me too, kind of stuff. So again, getting in the room with everybody going the same way, even if it's a virtual room that's going the same direction, it's so powerful and uplifting.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. And I think also, it makes you feel similar to what you were saying, but I think it makes you feel less alone. I think a lot of times,
Yeah.
like when you're when you do make mistakes, because inevitably you're going to, um, it feels because everyone in your circle more than likely isn't doing what you're doing.
Oh, for
And
sure.
so
Yeah.
it feels like you're the only one feeling this thing. I'm the only crazy one in all of
Yeah.
my circles. And so when you're in intentionally in groups like this, I think it makes you feel a lot less alone and also teaches you how to navigate those problems a lot faster. Um, and for me, I've never been against taking action. The thing that I think it was most helpful for me, aside from getting to learn from other people that made similar mistakes, it was really just how to think about opportunities. Um, I we were talking a little bit before we hopped on here. There was a gentleman that I met um, about 2 years ago. I went to a mastermind. This was an in-person mastermind, but they work all the same.
Mhm.
Um, his name is Jan, and he's a fairly big investor out of Seattle. And him and I became really, really close. And the
Mm.
first time that I met him was at one of these in-person workshops, in-person mastermind, and he was talking about what he was doing. And he buys mobile home parks. That's his whole thing. And he does them on seller finance, and it's a great business model. And I was trying to understand, wrap my head around what he was doing. It's like, wait, hang on. So you're doing what? Because like for me,
Mhm.
I'm like, this is a way bigger asset class, way bigger numbers than I'm talking about. So I'm thinking that has to be something really, really, really intense. And
Right.
so he starts explaining it. Well, I do this. I find the seller. I negotiate with the seller. Sometimes I get terms. Sometimes I buy cash. Okay, well, like what else? What else? What else? And
Yeah.
the thing was that there was no what else.
Yeah.
I
It's the
realized
same thing you do, just more zeros.
exactly. And so it genuinely, like, it sounds silly, but like for everyone out there, like I didn't even know that was possible.
I
I didn't
know.
even know what I
I
didn't
know.
know. And that's like the
Yeah.
biggest value for me of surrounding yourself with high level people of all different walks of life, because when you meet people that are doing the thing that you want to do,
Yeah.
and they tell you that the thing that they're doing that's big is not magic and it's very similar to what you're doing, it's crazy. So that's
Yeah,
the biggest reason. I love it.
yeah, the ignorance or the idiot tax. I mean, that's the biggest thing. And again, I paid it for 5 years. I don't shy away from it. We did okay for those first 5 years, but I know this, if I would have invested in growing my network on purpose in Fresno, we would have been double or triple the size. If I had done that instead of trying to, drive in 3 days a month and try to do it all by myself. And again, there's all kinds of excuses. I'm busy. I got a family. I'm traveling, this, that, the other. It's like, no, if this is important to you, get it done. And today, with school, it's all online. Shit, it's on my phone, right? It just takes me 10 minutes to go in there and ask a question, respond to someone. And the other thing that I think is important for my community is, a lot of people are early, right? They're on the cusp of getting their first deal or working on their first deal. But when they get it, they're probably a year away from their second deal. But guess what? You're going to own that property for a year. You're going to have repairs and vacancies, and a contractor is going to steal from you, and you may have an eviction, and just all the operational stuff. To be in a room with other people that, I don't know, collectively we probably own 5,000 units in this school community, and asking questions, out of state, in state, build to rent, rent by room. I mean, it's just all kinds of people to be around, short term, long term. It's just fun for me to watch all these people be interactive and asking questions and generally helping and caring for people. And again, the last thing I'll say here is a good community is full of go-givers who want you to win. And that's what we have here. And it's fun for me to watch.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, you do this on purpose. You've spent tens of thousands of dollars going to in-person in bigger rooms. What are some things you've learned? Obviously, an aha moment with mobile home parks, Jan, you
Yeah.
talked about, but what are some other kind of idiot taxes that you've accelerated because you were in the right rooms?
I think I just realized that a lot of the things that you want are on the other side of like skill acquisition
Mm,
and taking action. Um, Most of the time, the really successful people that I met were just taking way more action than me, or they knew skills that I didn't have. But it wasn't
right.
because they were magical or insanely smart. It was because they chose to do things lots of times, and they eventually got really good at their thing. Um, that was definitely one of the biggest things for me. Um,
It's funny you bring that up. I've actually heard both Chris Williamson and Alex Hormozy say different versions of this, but it's like when they talk to all the successful people in their network, it's like they just work ungodly amount of times, right? They do so much, it would be unreasonable to think they're not good at it. And
yeah,
we think doing something twice is enough. I'm like, what? I mean, come on.
yeah, yeah. No, totally, totally. But yeah, that's probably one of the bigger things. And I it just they just think way bigger, and I don't think,
Yeah.
again, it's not because like, and some people are just like their risk tolerance is really
Yeah.
low,
Skewed.
or
Yeah.
really high, sorry. Yeah. But for the most part, it's because they were around other people too, most
Yeah.
of the time, that thought bigger. And so um those are the things that I think just kind of dramatically changed. And the generally some of the bigger people that I know are go-givers until you get to like a certain threshold, like where the people are like BlackRock style or really,
Yeah.
really big. They're not go-givers at that level, but most of
Yeah.
the time, like millionaires that I've met and been accustomed to, especially at masterminds,
Yeah.
want to bring the next people up to because someone did it for them before. So
No,
it
I
really,
I think that's a trait of certainly everybody in our community is, um, we all have our hand down to pull people up. Again, your success doesn't mean I lose. That's the magic of this business. Is your wins aren't my losses, right? We can all win together and win on different things. And when you're in the rooms like that with people, and you have to be active, you have to be a good person, right?
yeah,
Just don't take, right? Don't only post your questions, but answer other people's questions. Become somebody who's, willing to help someone else as well, and good things happen.
absolutely.
Love it, man. Well, you're going to be keynotes, or you're going to be an opening speaker day 2. I just announced that today on the Daily Financial News. 25-year-old real estate investor. What kind of fire are you going to bring at day 2, the opening session? What do you think?
I'll tell you this, Michael. So I was just on a panel on Tuesday in Seattle. I got flown out to speak about social media and branding. I was on a very, very big panel, and they put me last for a reason because whenever I speak, I always bring the heat. I went through 91 slides in 9.5 minutes, and everyone was like pulling out their phones. So I guarantee it's going to be,
There you go.
for those that will be there, it'll be awesome. I promise.
All right, Dylan, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for saying yes. Thanks for coming to Vegas and helping out. We appreciate you. Where can people find you?
Yeah, Dillionaire321 on all social media platforms. So DYLLIONAIAIRE. Yeah, 321.
3 to 1. You're amazing, man. Take care. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you.